Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Iconic with me, Danny Pellegrino. I'm here with the one and only Mindy Cohn. Mindy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Seeing your face does me very good.
And yours too, Mindy. I don't know. Of course, I'm sure everyone tells you this, but I feel like I know you.
Oh, well, I love that. And I'm sorry for the dings that are going to go off. I'm technically Amish. And so I don't know how to turn things on and off. I'm so lucky to be here with you this morning.
Mindy, you're preaching to the converted because I just had my boyfriend in here trying to get on do not disturb mode on my computer because it was like beeping. Yeah. Technology is hard.
You know what? I'm so not interested. I realize that I'm really, gung-ho. If it's something I'm interested in learning how to do, I will do it. I will be patient. I will have tenacity. But with tech stuff, no thanks.
And don't you sort of feel like throughout this pandemic, we've been expected to learn so much more tech stuff?
Yes, but I don't know about you. Hey, we're doing this. I am incredibly proud of myself that, I have put forward my moxie into this Zoom, galaxy.
Right.
That's about the extent of it.
Right. Mindy, I want to talk about your new movie, A Nice Girl Like You. But before I do, I was listening to your podcast, Mondays with Mindy.
Thank you. This is a COVID start.
It's so good. Are you enjoying it?
I really am. I mean, first of all, like with anything where, I got this as a voiceover actor my whole life. It's like, oh, it's so easy. It's like, come and try it. Podcasting ain't not for sissies because the research, well, at least the way I'm sure we want to do it, right? With the research, even with people we know. And for me, I wanted to talk to creatives. So it's really trying to create this conversation around creativity and what do you do in this time and whatever your process. I know that sounds so heady and it's not because you've listened, thank goodness. But it's been a kick in the pants just because that is the one thing I've been missing during this time of quarantine is connecting with my people, which are other creatives.
Yeah. Now you start off your podcast with like random questions. So I wanted to turn the tables and just ask you a couple before we get into all the movie and TV stuff.
Bring it on, Lovey.
Okay. So the first one is, what's the first bit of advice that pops into your head when I say that?
Regarding?
Anything. What the first advice you've gotten, maybe career, life, anything.
I'll tell you, it's also kind of my acting toolbox rule number one, and I also use it for life. Have access to all your emotions, but don't be a slave to any of them. And that has really served me during this time of uncertainty and anxiety and all the rest of it. And it serves me in work, and it serves me just dealing with people.
Right.
Yeah.
The second one is, who's your favorite scene partner of all time? You've been in so many TV shows, movies. Is there one that pops up that you had either so much fun with or was so talented? Any of those things?
Cloris Leachman.
Yeah. I mean,
without blinking hard. She is always one of the first to pop up into my head. Yeah.
She was just so, she's so quick. She's just still to this day.
She's also, Danny, such a hard worker. I hear other people talk about the Robert De Niro's, the Meryl Streep's, our generation, Leonardo DiCaprio's, how their work ethic. And Cloris has that as well. She will work and work and work and work and work until it's time for the shot. And then she'll keep working, take after take after take. And I love that. Incredibly inspiring.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
When was the last time you cried? This is one of your questions that you've asked.
I love this question. Well, first of all, I cry, I would say 1,000 times more over happy and joyous things. But I have to say, because I've been watching copious amounts of TCM classic movies yesterday, now Voyager, I just cry. Often.
So do I.
Usually out of joy.
Okay. That's the opposite. Yeah. I'm usually crying in the shower over, I don't know, some anxiety or something.
Tell me, do you have so much anxiety that you cry for real?
I do.
You work yourself up?
I do. I work myself up. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm a shower crier though. Like I feel like I say, which makes me sound crazy. I know we're just meeting for the first time, but I sound crazy. But I tend to I put on music when I get in the shower. And then it's like, I don't know, everything like the day will hit me.
Yes. It's
I mean,
easier
it's
for
not
me.
every shower, but it's.
Yeah, thank God. It's easier for me to cry in conversation with someone or in action, like watching a movie and something is being given to me. It's hard for me to just cry solo. So I love that you can take the steam off the top of your pot in the shower, so to speak.
Mine's also always delayed too. It's like about something, like it's not about what it's about, right? It's like about something that, I don't know, it hits me at a weird time. This isn't about me though, Mindy. I'm sorry. But I was going to ask, like what you're binging. You said TCM, you're watching a lot of TCM. Is that what you're,
That's probably the biggest binge. I mean, it's cute. My friends and I have been texting each other. I've watched everything. It sort of feels like I go through these periods of time, and it's so funny to watch. This movie had a #1 weekend. Of course it did. It's the only new thing. Not to be rude, I think A Nice Girl Like You is such a great escape and such a great rom-com. But it's like, fingers crossed it's #1. I'm like, friends, if nothing else is coming out, we're going to do A-okay. It's very exciting.
It's all we have to watch right now, Mindy, right?
Yes.
Tell people about A Nice Girl Like You. It stars you, Lucy Hale. There's a lot of wonderful people in it. Tell people about what it's about.
Jackie Cruz. Well, I describe it as a coming-to-age picture of a woman who should have come to age 15 years ago. She's sort of a late bloomer in her sense of self and sexual identity and awakenedness. I don't know how else to describe it. But she breaks up with her longtime boyfriend, and she is part of a quartet of musicians. We play at weddings and country clubs, and, the rest is history, so to speak. And we sort of do a little bit of an intervention on her meaning Lucy Hale, who plays a character named Lucy, which is very odd for her, she has said. And we decide, and she decides to create this list of things she can do to open herself up, so to speak. And it's everything from going to a strip club to going to a sex toy shop to masturbating, and things. And she sort of has this awakening, simultaneously meeting, of course, what turns out to be the love of her life. So it's
who's very cute, by the way. The guy is very cute.
Leo.
Yeah, he's cute. Who is he? I didn't know him. I didn't.
This is one of his first professional gigs. He is an actor, Australian actor based out of New York City. And he's lovely.
He's very cute. And it comes on demand on Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
Exciting. On all platforms, I'm supposed to say. I don't know what the hell that means. But anyway.
People will find it. You just Google A Nice Girl Like You, people will find it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. I want to switch gears a little bit. You've voiced Velma in Scooby Doo, like for a million movies, projects, all sorts of stuff.
I had like a 15-year run of her before being replaced.
Did you see the new movie, the Scoob?
I haven't. Yeah. And the only person in there that is of ilk is Frank Welker, who always voices Scooby and Fred, and they meaning anybody would be idiots not to hire him because he's just amazing.
Well, they should have hired you too. And Matthew Lillard, who played Shaggy, he did a lot of Shaggy work.
He did a lot of. Well, he when Casey passed away, Casey Kasem, they brought in Matthew, which was a delight. Yeah, and then same new bosses, and I was out, and they replaced me, and so everyone's like, "How do you feel about that?" And it sucks to be fired. I mean, trust me, live in the trust, right? But we've all experienced that. For me, I just feel so lucky that I got to voice her for the 15 years I did. I mean, she's an icon.
Right,
now
totally.
A icon, may I say.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
It's been reported now that a few different, the director of the films and then some of the other people involved in the animated projects.
Confirmed, Danny. I mean, we've all
known, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Velma, you would say Velma is gay. She's a lesbian. She's for sure.
Based on the confirmation, yes. I would never talk out of turn if one of the writers or creators had come out and confirmed it, because it's none of my business. I don't out anybody, including characters that are animated. It's just not my job. But I support it 100%. But yes, we've all just, come out wherever you are, Vel.
Right. I'm so happy.
It was her. I think she was out proudly and just didn't talk about it.
Yeah, it just wasn't part of the show.
Yes.
Right. I was so happy about it. I saw that it's been all over my Twitter feed. I was like, oh yeah, finally. But we all knew, right?
Although there was a time early on in the beginnings of it where she had a crush on Shaggy, but of course Shaggy was clueless.
Right.
So I do want to say, I think the origins of Velma, she always kind of pined for Shaggy, which was hilarious because here was this brainiac and this doofus, and she pined for him. Having said that, she evolved.
She evolved like we all do. I had girlfriends, a tale once upon a time.
Well, I haven't, so.
Yeah, right.
There's the spectrum, Danny. We love everyone, even straight ones like me.
But representation, it's interesting with animated. I feel like that's the last place we're sort of seeing, or last place that we are pining for representation. I don't know if that makes any sense, but.
Well, it does, but I think it's because most of the cartoons started, some of the famous ones, 40 or 50 years ago. Secondly, it's for children. And having said that, the executives that have been in charge of that have very 1940s and 50s rules about what you show children.
Right.
And only later, I think, with adult animation, right? Like The Family Guy and even The Simpsons and, that we finally get to start to see representation. Right.
Yeah. This is just popping into my head, but Facts of Life, which of course everyone knows you as Natalie from Facts of Life, but that was so important in terms of representation. I remember, forgive me, I didn't write this down. This is just sort of popping in my head, but was it the first sitcom with a disabled representation as a main cast member?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, with Jerry Jewell. Yeah,
Jerry
who had cerebral palsy. Yeah. There was that. I mean, I always just chalk all that stuff up. It's like, that's a Norman Lear thing. He just can't help himself.
Right.
And while he doesn't talk about Facts of Life a lot, it was the last show under his reign before he retired and kind of handed it off to Alan Horn and Glenn Padnick, who then joined forces with Rob Reiner and created Castle Rock. I mean, that's sort of like the evolution of that production company. But that really, we were the last of Norman's babies. And so all Norman Lear sitcoms tend to have messages that don't hit you over the head, try to represent everybody and everything as much as possible and make it funny.
Yeah. I just remember Jerry Jewell. It was such I always am looking at disabled representation on screen, and it's very rare. And that was so important. Speaking of Facts of Life, you guys reunited for a holiday movie last year. That was fun to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's called, Kim Fields calls you and says, I'm executive producing this for Lifetime, and I've promised to get. And we would never let each other down. And that really is it. To call it a reunion was hard for us because it wasn't. Yeah. It was us doing Kim a solid,
Yeah. And to me, it was such a brilliant and fun way for fans to see you guys on screen together.
Yes.
Because
and it's great. It's always great for us to be together, but we stay in touch. So it wasn't a reunion for us. So I get,
right.
At first I was just so shocked with wow, people are really, and it's so funny because talking to Norman, he's had many conversations of trying to do something where he can put us back together, and we're all for it. So who knows?
Right. We'd love to see more of that. I mean, I know people. Oh. Did you watch Kim at all on Housewives?
Of course I did. She called me to warn me, that she was doing it. And I don't know about the other girls, but I had certain concerns and they were fulfilled. And that's why she only did one season. But for her, I have to say about Kim, she is one of my role models as far as hustling. And I mean that in the best way possible. I am not a great self-promoter. And she saw this social media business. And she said, how do I get from this many followers into the stratosphere? And it's reality television. And I'll be darned if that woman did not do exactly that in one season and turned her social media into a business. And it's just, I applaud her. I applaud her all the time. But that was really, to me, so smart.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of it.
And I was happy she got in and out because she did have a rough season with the other women, but it was like, okay, I'm glad she got in and out.
So she's not meant for that. I am friends with a couple of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Dolores is a very dear friend of mine and I love her. And she has the right attitude for it and the right skin for it. And she plays herself on television. You know, I'm an actor, so I don't want to play myself on television.
Right.
So to me, it's really clear. And for Kim to be able to go in, get what she needed out of it, and get out before it turned bad, I thought was pretty smart.
So wait, I'm sorry to just hop on this, but do you watch Jersey then? Are you a...
Oh, I watched them all.
Okay, so wait, Mindy. Okay, what's your favorite? Okay, what's your favorite? Are you watching Beverly Hills this season? What are you thinking of?
Well, what I'm
Denise
thinking,
stuff?
first of all, about New York is kind of making me sad this season because it just seems like they're all just getting drunk.
A lot of drinking, right?
It's not just drinking; they're being filmed drunk every episode, and I'm like, there's no storylines. It's just women my age getting drunk, and it's just not cute anymore. It's just not fun. It's not funny. It's not fun to watch.
Especially because we know so many of the women have like a history of problems with alcohol, and so it's like there's like a dark.
Danny, they're not doing anything else, or we're not seeing it. They're editing it that way. So I don't want to like poo-poo. You know, I love Sonia with my heart. I love.
We all do, yeah.
So having said that, it's funny to watch people. You know, I know a couple of the cast members of the Beverly Hills show for 40 years. It's funny to watch people become famous, and it's just so about the dollars. Mm-hmm. You know, it's about them getting more wealthy, or famous, and how people that is the thing. And it's you hold on at any length to that.
Right.
I don't find that entertaining because it makes me sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not like boo-hoo sad, but just like really good. So I happen to love the Bravo shows like Below Deck. I'm obsessed.
So good. Because
there's stories, there's interaction, there's like, so those happen to be my Bravo favorites, and obviously Top Chef. I'm addicted. So
did you watch
Housewives are sort of.
Did you watch Padma's new show on Hulu?
I did.
Did you love it? I loved it.
I loved it. And you know, I like her more now.
Me too. I fell in love with her. Like I watched it and I became like obsessed with her in a weird, you know.
Yeah. I thought it was also, which I know that she's responsible for, I thought it was produced beautifully.
Stunning. Yeah. So good. I'm sorry I got you on that Bravo tangent.
Oh my God. We will talk about everything and anything, Danny, forever.
Please come back anytime and we'll just talk. We'll do exclusively Bravo. But, you know, you had posted on your Instagram this picture of you and Michael J. Fox and Sarah Jessica Parker and the
Jason Bateman. It was Jason Bateman's birthday. Yeah. It
was amazing. And I was thinking about, and now you're working with Lucy Hale in this movie. And it must have, did you look at sort of Lucy Hale's life? Because when you guys were coming up, there wasn't social media and it was like a totally different ballgame. Right. And
no, we actually got to develop friendships because we worked near each other physically, same studios, and we would attend like same press parties and stuff like that. And unlike today where there's these kind of like once or twice a year big things, we would have like bi-monthly press stuff. So you were in contact with a lot of people and on all the networks all the time. So for those 10 years, the show was on, you know, it was so great to just, you know, people often say like, how the hell do you know all these people? It's like, I met them. And It wasn't just like, hi, how are you? Like we saw each other 4 or 5 times a year for 10 years. But I am so grateful. TMZ, Danny was not around when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, because holy hell.
What were you guys up to? You guys were just...
Well, I had a group of friends, some of whom were musicians, a lot of whom were movie stars and other TV stars. And we did what everyone else was doing. We were underage going to clubs and underage drinking and having fun and being debaucherous and safe because it was out of the public eye. You know, it's sort of weird to say, having watched all these old movies, you know where my head's at. A little like the studio system. We were protected not having TMZ and paparazzi and iPhones.
Right.
We'd be out in a club. No one's going to take my picture in the club.
Yeah.
No one has one.
Right.
So it really was, you know, I think we were the last generation of young actors who didn't have to deal with that. At the same time, though, I think it's amazing that you can get much more famous and popular, which does lead to work now on social media.
Yeah.
So like Lucy, who has 24
million followers. I looked it up. I was like, oh my God, it's crazy. Jackie Cruz.
2 million.
Right.
Jackie Cruz has 2 million. And it's just like, in talking to Lucy, what's interesting is she lives a very different life than I did. It's much more contained because she knows the moment she gets out of her driveway, there's a good chance she's either going to be followed or photographed. And so she's very protective of her life in the best way. Sure. I must say a very mature way. I mean, she is 31. It's not that she's 18, but I have respect, a lot of respect. But the other side of it, I call it the Kardashian side, which is really unfair because it's not just the Kardashians, but they kind of started it, I think. Where that you're living on social media or you are beholden to all of these fans until you get to the point where you have so many followers that you don't give a blank what anyone else thinks. They now don't care, obviously, because they have such financial backing, popularity, all of it.
And more people to help make the decisions behind what they're posting. I was thinking with just 24 million followers. I'm like, the kind of pressure to just post, I find pressure to post anything. I can't imagine 24 million is like insane.
We've talked about it because, I post my life, and not a curated version of my life, but I definitely leave my private life out. But I mean, it's me, right? She's very careful what she posts. She does not post her everyday life. She saves that, there's kind of a friends option. Mm-hmm. So we get to see some of the pictures that, I do. I'm on that list now.
Yeah. Brag about it.
That other people don't see, the kind of private. But it's very curated and it has to be, right?
Yeah.
It's her business.
Mindy, I could talk to you forever. I know I got to wrap this up, but I want I want you to promote Mondays with Mindy, the movie, anything.
Thank you for
your
that.
Social media.
Well, thank you. It's at Mindy Cohn, real original. I appreciate that. And the Mondays with Mindy, we are ending season. We have 2 more episodes for season 1. We decided 10 episodes. We pulled that out of our tush. I don't know why. But already, let me just say, the first episode of season 2 will be someone that I worked with for 10 years on a show when we were teenagers.
Oh my God, please. I still have the Facts of Life theme song stuck in my head, to this day. And I was always a Natalie, so this is truly just a...
Oh my gosh, I meet very few Natalies. Thank you. That makes me
I was
very
a Natalie.
Happy.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy. So thank you for that. It's every Monday a new episode launches, www.mondayswithmindy.com on all platforms where podcasts are.
And YouTube too. It's on YouTube, I believe. Too,
yes,
right? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
We do record it because I can't help it. I'm an actor, I like a picture.
I get it.
And A Nice Girl Like You is launching tomorrow on, video on demand everywhere and Apple and Amazon and all that.
Yes, Friday, July 17th. Everyone can watch Nice Girl Like You. Mindy, it was such a delight talking to you. Truly a dream come true. So thank you.
Thank you.
And stay safe, stay healthy, and come back to Everything Iconic anytime. I want to encourage everyone who's watching this to like, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. Thank you all for listening. Bye-bye. Bye, Mindy. Thank you.
Bye, Danny. Thank you.
Thank you.